Hello, hello. Happy Sunday to you guys. Oh man, I jumped the gun a little bit, but I have somebody exciting that's going to come and join me in a minute. You guys are going to be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I can see this person. You can't see them, but I can see them. So, ha ha ha. So, you guys probably maybe might guess who it is. So, happy Sunday to you all. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Sunday. And I'm going to just pull up my phone, see who's listening with me here, and then I'll announce who my fun person that's going to come on with me for a quick little few minutes here. I don't know if any of you are on right now. I don't see anybody yet. Where is everybody? I'm going to look at my real Facebook on my computer. I see people online. Like, why aren't you listening? Like, come on. Everybody wants to listen to the Leo, right? Or maybe the Leo just wants to listen to the Leo, right? There you go. So I could always just talk randomly that's just what I do. So maybe I'm going to bring on my special little guest because we have something where, hey, Julie, good to see you. And then, hey, Johnson. So I'm not doing, hey, Kathy, good to see you. So I'm not doing people readings. I'm going to be doing animal communication readings, but I have my wonderful friend I'm going to have pop on with me. We have this cool thing we're doing, and so I'm just going to have them come on. If anybody can guess, does anybody know who it is that I'm going to bring on? Does anybody have any ideas? I can see them. Does anybody have any ideas of who it is? Just going to be for a quick, little few minutes. I'm going to bring this person on. Anybody have any guesses? Okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to bring. Let's see if Kathy's right. I think maybe she might be. I'm not quite sure, but let me see. I'm just going to hit the add to stream button, and hopefully it's not some random person, and hopefully maybe it is Lee. So we'll see. Here we go.
That's great.
Wow.
Wow.
Hello. Yeah, so I brought on my friend Lee. We're going to do another hey, Emmy, good to see you. A longer live this week sometime here on my my page. But we just wanted to I just wanted to bring on Lee just for a quick minute. He actually too aside from the mediumship stuff he actually does do animal communication stuff too. He does pick up on stuff from animals, and he's had some cool experiences recently, which is awesome. So anyway, I'm going to let Lee just share a little bit about himself. I'm so excited to have him with me here for just a quick little minute. So
yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Some of you might have just been on my live as well. I know Julie, I think, popped in. So funny. So yes, I am Lee. For those who might not be familiar with me, I am a psychic medium. I'm also an intuitive mentor, so I help people develop and navigate their intuitive abilities in mediumship and things like that. And I've been doing mediumship for 10 years now, which is crazy to even say. And currently, I'm a bit more into the animal communication thing. I'm still kind of practicing and all of that, but it's going. It's going.
Well, it takes practice. It's like you got to practice that muscle, right? And then, hey,
Yeah.
Nikki and Elise and Kathy and Julie. I'm like, I hope I didn't miss anybody, but yeah, it's it's a muscle. You just got to practice it, right? And then, sometimes you might need to go to somebody to get kind of an outside opinion, right? To be validation, right? Of hey, is this what I'm tuning into, right? What am I picking up on? And then Emmy here. So I don't know if you I want to share about our upcoming thing we're doing, but since I always talk about animals here on my thing, have you had any interesting animal communication related experiences that you want to share with people? Only if one pops to your head. If not, that's fine.
I have, yeah. Actually, one was the other day with a bunch of ducks, which was interesting. So I was on a trail walk by the water, and I noticed all of these female ducks together in a group. There were no males, it looked like, but yeah, interesting, right? I didn't know that they did that, but anyway, they were very skittish and wanted nothing to do with me, which is fine. So I sat at the ledge right by the water. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a little what of what Shauna has said in the past and, other things that I know, about animal communication. And I'm just going to sit and I'm going to like send out the thought and the intention that like I'm safe and that I come here in peace and that they don't have to come near me, but like they can if they want, whatever you guys want to do, or girls, I guess, whatever you ladies want to do. And so I kid you not, Shauna, within like maybe like a minute or so, two of them just started kind of like swimming close to me. And I'm like, oh, well, this is interesting because they were like running away
Do they
from
hear me?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I think it's working. And then soon they all kind of followed, and they were within like probably like 7 feet from me or something. And they were all just kind of like bathing themselves in the water right by me and just kind of like flapping their wings and, like looking at me. And then so they all did end up kind of swimming off, and about a half hour went by, and I was like, okay, I'm about to leave, and then I saw them coming back, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if they'll do it again. I wonder if I can so I just sent out the same thought. I'm like, hey, that was really cool earlier. Like, thank you, and again, like I'm in peace. Like I'm just existing like the rest of you. And same thing happened is that they all started coming towards me again.
Wow.
And one got within like five, maybe 6 feet of me. It was insane. I was like, this is so cool.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. And you just it sounds like you were just, instead of trying to capture the moment with like a click, click, click of your phone, you were just capturing the moment like in here and feeling it, right? And just being with it.
Do you know what's so funny about you saying that? It's like you're an animal communicator, Shauna. I literally, and I didn't tell you or anyone this, but I literally in my head was like, can I take a picture of you guys? And I heard what you just said, like, why don't you just stay present in the moment like we are? And I'm like, all right. And then when they came back the second time, I was like, can I take a picture? And I still felt like it was the same answer. But me being me, I'm a little rebellious. So like I started to kind of take out my phone just to see what they would do. And they started to slowly kind of swim off. Like, if you do that, we're just going to kind of move on. So I'm like, all right, we're fine. But it's so funny you said that because that's exactly the message I got. Like, why don't you just be present? And I was like, I like that. That's good.
Isn't that so cool? And it's so cool that, like you're sharing all this. Like, I think it's cool because you hadn't shared it with me yet. You just said, oh, I had this experience with the duck I want to share with you about with the ducks, which is really cool. And how cool that you stayed present and you could feel them. And it's like, and that's how that communication works, is they can feel our thoughts and they're so in tune with that. And it's so cool that you paid attention to that. And you're like, okay, like I'm just going to be with that. And that's so cool. Look at that. And April, Bobby Joe joined us. Oh my gosh, I can talk about that. So good to see you too. But that's like a beautiful story. That's so cool. It just goes to show like the power of our thoughts, not only the thoughts that we put out, like what comes back to us, but like in regards to animals and people and all that, those thoughts we put out are very powerful.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was so cool. And I figured you would appreciate that. So I'm glad I got to.
Oh my gosh, it's so cool. And then we have Kathy and Elise. I can't remember like who I said hi to and who I didn't. So if I skipped you and said hi to you twice, that's just the way my brain works. So yeah, that's so cool though, that you got to enjoy that experience. Yeah. I had an experience today. I was driving, doing my little like side hustle of door dashing, right? And I was like driving on one side of the road, and then there was this van coming on the other side, and there was this squirrel that was like starting to run across the road. And like inside my head, I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, stop. I was like, go faster, go, go, go. Inside my head, I'm like, go, 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 go. Because I was like, I couldn't watch this squirrel get killed in front of me. Like it would just devastate me. And it's interesting. So as I reflect back, it's like the squirrel kind of like turned its head and looked at me, and it went a little bit faster. I was like, whew, thank goodness. And it made it in time. And like, oh my gosh, because that just like makes my heart race when I see stuff like that.
Oh, me too. I do the same thing. I'm like, go faster now.
It's like go. Exactly. Yes. Like come on, go. So yes. So hi, Lily. Good to see you, Lily. So that's it's cool to share those experiences. And what's really cool is Lee is so amazing. And what we're going to do is we are going to join our forces together and do this really cool event. It's going to be on, I'm like, where's the information? I have it right here. I'm going to put it in the chat. I'm like, I should know what the information is, but I'm going to put it in here in the chat, and then I'll put it in Facebook. So it's going to be on September 14th, and it's going to be from 3 to 5 Pacific time, and then 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time, right? Did I do the time right with that? Because it's 3 hours ahead, right? Yeah, I was like, wait, let my brain process that. So yeah. So, and what we're going to do is we're going to do an evening of afterlife connections, and it's going to be limited to 12 people. We already have, if my math is good, we already have 5 slots filled. So that means we have 7 spots left, and it's going to be 40. And hey, Tina, good to see you. $44. And it's just going to be cool. So, I mean, most likely everybody that comes on will either get a message from either Lee or myself. So I'm going to be tuning into the animals in spirit. And then Lee is going to be tuning into the people in spirit. And what's really cool is when you do an event like this, sometimes a message that comes in for somebody else might resonate with you, right? Like it might not be your message, but there might be that kind of like cross communication. So it's going to be so awesome. I'm so excited.
I am really excited. I've never done anything quite like this before. So I'm excited to, I've done readings, but with an animal communicator. I mean, like I've never joined forces. So I'm really excited to join forces and see what comes up for everybody. And I like that we're keeping it a bit smaller so that, it's a bit more intimate, and we can get to more people, if not everybody. Obviously, we'll try our best. Like, that's always the thing. But
that's always the goal. It's going to be so fun to see what comes through. And it's really interesting. So for me, and I'm sure you've had this happen, as I had this happen recently. I had somebody come to me for a session for their dogs, and this like one dog in particular, and she had one of her children had passed away, and it's been quite some time, but there's still that's always still a part of you, no matter like how the time distance, like it's always a part of you. But what was interesting is the baby, the child in spirit, actually came through and delivered messages for the dog, and and the dog, communicated things that they were feeling in regards to all of that too. So it's interesting kind of how it tied together. I kind of have like an agreement with spirit. Like I could definitely, communicate with people in spirit, but I just choose to just stick with like the animals in spirit and the animal communication. I kind of have that agreement, like, okay, if you come through an animal, like, okay, that's fine. Or if it's somebody I know or something like that, then I'll do it. But it's interesting to see. So maybe during our event, maybe there'll be some of that like maybe a crossover, because you've had that probably when a person in spirit, right? You've had an animal come through, right?
Oh yeah, that's a bit more normal for me. It doesn't happen all the time, but definitely with the crossed over animal. Oh, I just got a chill as I said that. But definitely with the crossed over animals, that I'll have like a human spirit bring them forward, or sometimes they'll just come forward themselves. I don't typically advertise that as like what I do, but whereas you talk to like living animals, I'm working on that piece. But the departed animal, yeah, they absolutely come through with people sometimes. And I've actually had people just come to me and say, I'm just looking to connect with an animal. So, we just kind of do it that way. But that does happen. Again, not all the time sort of thing, but definitely I always keep it. I'm like, if you want to come through, you can,
right.
Yeah,
it's like here I am. It's like, all right, there you go. Well, and it's the more open we are to that, then the more that comes through. And I'm sure too that during this event too, like who knows, maybe there'll be a person that's passed over in spirit that will come through for me, right? You never know, right?
It could happen. Put the idea out there. It could happen.
Right. And vice versa for you. Maybe there'll be more animals in spirit that'll come through, or maybe who knows? Because there could be maybe a living animal that comes through for you. Maybe there might be there could be like all kinds of messages and things that come through. Like I've done an event like this where I've done just a small group of people and I've done readings over Zoom, which is really cool. But to join forces with somebody else and do it together, like I can't think of a better person to do it with, to see what kind of comes through. It's going to be fun. So.
It's going to be so cool. And I think with the both of us there, it's going to like amp up the energy of all of it, you know, like two communicators in one space. I don't know, you know, it amps things up, I think. So I'm really excited to see what happens. And I think it's really neat that people kind of get the best of both worlds, sort of, you know, like the human departed loved ones, so our human loved ones in spirit, and then our pet companion loved ones in spirit. I love the whole concept of like, you know, afterlife, but all encompassing.
Yeah, it is. It's all encompassing, right? Because it's all just energy, and energy just changes forms. It's always still energy, just a different form, right? That's the way I look at it. And then we have Erica here. Hey, Erica, good to see you. But yeah, it's going to be so fun. So I'm going to be obnoxious because that's just how I am. And I'm going to share the link again because that way you don't have to search for it. You'll be like, where's the link? And so that way you guys can have that if you want to sign up. Because I mean, it's not till, you know, September 14th, but I'm sure it's going to, you know, fill up fast. So if you're interested, if you're on the fence, like, you know, get in now, you know, why there's a spot. You know, still open if you're feeling the pool. Because I mean, only $44. I mean, that's a pretty. It'll be really worth it. It'll be fun.
You get both of us for 2 hours.
Exactly, you get both of us for 2 hours on Zoom, and it'll be more like, because I know you do your readings, you know, on Facebook, just like I do my readings here. But it'll be more in depth, and it'll be more of that. Like back and forth dialogue and all of that, right? So it'll be more,
so absolutely. So
it'll be that. So yeah, and so the reason I brought on Lee tonight was like not to do readings because he just actually came off his live and did a whole bunch of readings. So I
did a whole handful,
So he's probably like, okay, like whoop. You know.
It's funny because there's always a part of me that's still like amped up, but then there's a part of me that's like, you just did like 5 readings in a row, you know.
Right.
And I do them for like 20 minutes each on my live. So I was on there reading for a little while. But
that's pretty in depth, and that's pretty awesome. Yes, I mean, you'll definitely get a lot out of that event with us. And who knows? I mean, it's supposed to go for 2 hours, but I don't know. Like I know Lee knows that I work like this sometimes. Like when I do stuff, it might, you know, you're definitely going to get the 2 hours, but you might get like a little bit extra over the 2 hours, and it could just be maybe like not necessarily the readings, but if you have quite general questions, maybe, right? Like just general questions.
I would imagine. I work like that too. So I would imagine, that you'll probably get some between the both of us, get something a little extra as well.
Exactly. And who knows what that extra will be. Yeah. Cause honestly, for me, like sometimes I don't really actually, people that know me know this, like I don't really have a concept of time sometimes. Like if it's like an appointment, like if it's an appointment with a client or, you know, something like that, you know, like I'm always like I'm always on time, right? Always on time. But if I'm going to meet with friends and go out with friends or meet them up, like sometimes I'm on time, but then other times I have certain friends that call it, they have an acronym for me and it's called Shauna time. They're like, okay, like you're going to be here at noon, or is it like Shauna time where it'll be like 12:10 or 12:50?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not like, I don't know.
I love that. I totally relate to that too, because that is me in a nutshell. If it's like with a client for a reading, of course I'm on time and all of that. But otherwise, if it's like with friends or, you know, I'm always late, always. I just have my own concept of time. And even when, I mean, it's hard for me even to, because I do donation readings as well sometimes on my lives now. Where I'll, you know, read for like 20 minutes for $25 or something. But I have someone on there, like a friend of mine who helps me moderate the comments. And I literally told her, I'm like, her name is Shar. And I'm like, Shar, please put in the comments like when I'm like 10 minutes through or when I'm like 15 minutes through, because I'll go for a half hour and I won't even realize it. Like I'm in my own little worlds, you know?
Right. that's how I am too. I get in my own little world. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
yep. Like
Uh,
I get in the zone and I'm like, oh wait, how long has it been? I'm like, oh okay, you know.
oh yeah, no, especially when I'm reading, Shauna, like no
Mhm.
concept of time. I'm in like another realm. Like there's no
It's like
concept of time.
it's like wait, what time zone is the other realm? Are they on like
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time or like what time zone are they on?
Apparently they're not on the time that I'm aware of because I'm always like, what time is it again?
That's how I am. I'm like, okay, yeah. I know.
Yeah.
And then when I get ready to go places, I always kind of get distracted. I'm like, oh yeah, I have like time to do this. And then I've gotten a lot better, like
Yeah.
grasping
Yeah.
some sort of concept of time, but I'm not always good at it. So yeah.
Well,
So
yeah.
that's why I brought
It's good.
Leon just to share about this event. And then I'm gonna have him on like another time, like this week, and just
Yeah.
talk more about like what he does so you can learn more about him and all the amazing things that he offers. And hey, Kelsey, good to see like all the amazing things that he offers because he does so many amazing things. And I'm so glad that like we got connected through the beautiful Sunny Dawn Johnston, who, if you guys haven't heard of her, she is absolutely amazing. And like that woman has like literally like why do I have my notifications on my phone? I'm like, I don't need that. But anyway, she has like literally changed my life. And I'm so just feel so blessed to have like such an amazing mentor because she rocks. So
She is wonderful. Yes.
she says, oh, thank you, Bobby Joe. Bobby Joe says that event is priceless. You
Oh,
both are amazing. Oh, thank you, Bobby Joe.
thanks,
So yeah.
Bobby. Thank you.
Yeah. So
She's so
it's gonna be
nice.
fun, fun, fun. So I mean, if you guys are interested, feel free to check it out. I put the link in the comments and I put it in there a couple of different times. And probably by the end of my thing tonight, I'll put the link again. And
Yeah.
Lee, if you feel compelled, like if there's like a thing in here that you see like a comment or something that you feel drawn to, like feel free to go there. And if there's not, that's fine too. But I just thought I'd throw that out there because that's
All right, cool. I can maybe see if I'm drawn to like one. It is almost 10:30 my time, so my
oh,
brain
that's
goes
right.
out
It
the
is
window.
almost 10:30. See,
Yeah.
there's my concept of time right there.
Oh yeah,
So
no, I have
great.
no concept of time either. But I
Like,
also
what's
I will
time?
say I just did like 5 readings for like I think about 2 hours. So I'm a
That's
little
a
bit
lot.
yeah, it was some of the stuff that came through was amazing though. I love what spirit does, and I'm sure you can relate, Shauna, that like sometimes when something comes out and it just helps someone so much, and it's priceless. It's just amazing.
Totally
Uh,
is priceless, and it's cool just how it can help to heal and just like the insight it brings. And sometimes to us, like me, like I had a client and hey Lily, good to see you. I had this client earlier this week and I was and stuff just comes to me so easy. And she's like, remember, like even if it comes to you easy, like that's still your energy and that's still part of like what
right.
you offer to people. She was just reminding me of like
Yeah.
how important it is to honor that, right? So
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and I'm in that process constantly too, because I do realize that like channeling for me, I don't know how it works for you, but it does take my energy. And I do, especially on the days I know I'm going to channel, like I make sure like I'm getting a lot of different vitamins, a lot because physically like that actually helps me. So I drink a lot of like vitamin C and omega 3s and like I make sure because there is a certain energy that, spirit does use to channel. Um, so
totally, they totally do. Ooh, omega 3s. Maybe that might be a good one for me to look at. But they do like, and it's not like it's not like this is the kind of work that you could do 40 hours a week. There is no
mm,
way you can do
no,
it 40
it would
hours
be
a
a
week.
lot. A lot.
That's just not like no, 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 no.
Yeah.
That's yeah, vitamin C is great for support. Yeah, I take Kelsey. Thank you, Kelsey. Yeah, I take vitamin
Yeah.
C every day. But yeah, it's not like a traditional 40-hour a week job, which thank goodness, because I'm not a traditional 40-hour a week job person. I'm like, nope,
It
thumbs
would
down to that. So
oh yeah. Yeah. It would be a lot though. It would be a lot. So luckily we can offer other things as well. But yeah, channeling for 40 hours a week. Oh my. Yeah. That'd be a lot. Um, but yeah, so but yeah, so it is our energy and everything. And it even for me goes into what I'm putting in my body, the day spent like I eat and drink pretty well anyway, but especially the day of. So, of course we need to honor our energy in all of that. So I agree with your friend, that was like, well, just because it comes easy, we still need to honor it. Right.
Exactly. Totally. Yeah. It's so important. Yeah. And I feel like us as like heart-based entrepreneurs, we sometimes forget that, I know I do.
Yeah.
It's like,
I can fall into that. But yeah, I can see really quick if there's a comment that calls out to me. I am getting one thing, but I don't know who it's for. So that's typical of me. I'm like, Spirit likes to, like on my live earlier, like right before I got out, Spirit loves to flash me random images. And because they know I'll get my attention. And so I was ready to get off and I wasn't going to do any more readings. And I'm like, Little Mermaid, like someone's flashing me the Little Mermaid. And the person I was literally talking to last, who I was like, okay, let's wait for your reading. She was like, I literally just got back from the movie theater to see that, from seeing that. And then she's like, and there was a connection with someone she knew who had passed away, who I channeled. So like, but they'll do that. They'll give me like these random images that I'm just like, I wonder what that is.
Right. I know it's really interesting how it comes through. Sometimes it's like, wait, what? Like, but it's really cool though too.
Well, Spirit knows it'll pique my curiosity, I think. So I don't know. I can say that and maybe just leave it there and hope that it resonates with some. But let me see if there's a comment to that.
Hey, Helen, good to see you. And sending you so much love, Helen. Oh.
Now, again, I'm reminding everyone that I'm good at the medium stuff, but I'm still with animal communication. I don't know. So we're still learning, right?
But hey, you're doing. Look at the dachshund, the dog Riley that you had that experience with just recently. They're like, come on, you're good.
Well, just before I do this too, what was interesting about both those experiences, Shauna, and you'll probably understand what I'm talking about, is that I put out the energy of like, there's no conditions around this, so like, if you want to come over to me, you're welcome. If you don't, that's fine. Like, I'm not expecting anything of you. I'm not asking anything of you. It's just an open space for you to be heard. And that, I feel, is where I get the response.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. That's true and especially with animals, they don't like the conditions on it. Sometimes they're going to be like, nope, sorry. Yeah.
Right. Like, because they're like, we don't go by, I mean, my cat, is a good example. Like, I'm not dealing with conditions. Get out of here.
She's like,
so
she wants to know why you haven't shown her on a live before, just saying.
Oh, well, I can. She just needs to not go outside for the whole day, because then I don't want to, my whole thing. But yeah. But if she's in, I'll definitely show her, and we'll have to make that work one day. Mm-hmm. So I'm not really drawn to a specific comment, to be honest. Well, I see some of them. Oh, that's cute though, Erica. She tells her animals to wait for her on the other side. But I don't know. I know this isn't super specific. Again, I just got done like doing five weeks. So I'm a little tired, guys. But I don't know. I get the sense of like, I think a dog who has passed, but don't quote me. And it feels like even after he's passed, I don't know if this person is still even here, because this came into my head like maybe 15 minutes ago. But like, I can still hear like the collar, or I think I can still hear the jingle or something sometimes. Like I want to kind of just jingle. It's almost like I feel and I hear the presence sometimes. And it just feels like there's a dog coming through that's trying to validate, like, you do hear that, that is me. So I don't even know if the person's still here, but I hope that message lands with whoever can take it.
I just got chills as you were saying that. Like, I literally just got chills as you were saying that. So it's like, yeah. And then my light just changed in the back too. So now I'm paying attention because of you. Like, when my light changes in the back, I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, what's going on with that? The light's different. Okay. All right. So, and it's interesting because as you were saying that, I was just pointing to, it's interesting because sometimes it can come through before. I was just pointing to the comment from Helen that said, Ziggy, my dog, went to the Rainbow Bridge yesterday. And like, as I look at that comment from her, I hear Ziggy say, I'm still jumping around and I'm still running around. And now I can run around more. And like, I'm just like, you can like see and hear me and feel me. So I don't know if that resonates, Helen, but like, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like that was in part for Helen too, but then I feel like it was in part for somebody else too. I feel like there was like a dual message with that, which was really cool. So
Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, whoever needs that, will hear. I know it's not super specific, but that is what came into my head. Where I was like, but we were talking before, so I'm like, I don't want to just blurt this out.
Right. Well, and I think sometimes too, I think that sometimes it doesn't have to be super specific. I think sometimes
Sure. Yeah.
it can be, and hey, Shelly, good to see you. Sometimes it can be like, just that like jingle jingle can be like, hey, I'm here, like that's like that could be
Right.
like that's
Right.
it may not seem like significant, but to me I feel like it really is significant. So yeah.
I also, it's funny, Shauna, because I don't know if anyone can take it, but now I'm feeling like the little nail taps on the hardwood floor or something. So I don't know if someone actually hears that or, um, and I don't know. Every time I connect, my heart feels like it kind of expands, like in the space, and that's happening right now. So I don't know. Hopefully it will land to someone um, who can take it, but that's just what I keep feeling. So it's like a sense of like, I don't know. I guess like hearing my presence, and I almost want to talk about like the nails on the hardwood floor, but I feel like this animal would have passed. I feel like it's a dog. Um, so I don't know.
That's cool.
I
Look
don't
at
know if
that.
that
See,
makes sense to anyone.
and hey, Michelle, see, I'm like getting you to I'm like getting you to be like outside your comfort zone. I'm like, hey.
Oh, Kathy
Oh,
says that's my so Kathy can take that. Okay. So maybe that's for you then, Kathy.
yeah, there you go. His name was Dommy. She says, "Oh,
Can I just ask a question real quick before I go, Sean? Like to
yeah."
Kathy?
Oh my gosh, please. Oh my gosh, yes,
Now
please
I'm like
do.
all into it. I'm like,
I know.
what
Look at
time
that.
is
I love
it?
it.
I don't know.
I love it. Yes.
But do you feel like you can hear that sometimes, Kathy? Like even after he's passed, because that's kind of what I got it as. So, um, and then Helen also has a good question, but since it's your live, I can totally let you
No,
take
go
that.
for it. Go for it. If you feel something, go for it. Yeah.
So Kathy says absolutely. So I think that, Kathy, he says he was like your best friend too. I'm just going to put that out there. I know, dog, man's best friend. I get it. But like,
But
if it comes
still,
through,
but not every, like sometimes it's that different relationship, sometimes,
sometimes it is, honestly. I've actually
Mhm.
dealt with people who it's the opposite. They're like, I
Right.
don't know what to do with this dog.
It's right.
I feel like it's kind of like your little shadow, Kathy. But anyway, so to Helen, is he upset? So I've actually brought through animals who have talked about this, and even people spirit. Like I know we don't euthanize people, obviously, but I think the message that I get 100% of the time is like, we don't want you to carry around any burden or any guilt connected to our departure. Like you made certain decisions and that's fine. And
Mhm.
know that we're on the other side and we're experiencing peace. We're okay where we are. It's the human side of things, like us down here, however you want to put that are the ones that are, and I see you nodding your head, Shauna, but that are the ones that are questioning everything and like, I should have done this, or I could have waited a little longer. And to be honest, Helen, I know you said like you put him to sleep, but I feel like he just couldn't go any longer is sort of the feeling.
Yeah,
I get a sense of like he couldn't go any longer. So you did do the right thing.
yeah, that's what I get too. And and I totally agree with everything you're saying because the animals that I communicate with as far as like, going to the other side and stuff, they don't have like the human thing with it. They're like, oh, cool,
Right.
like we're good, they're totally, more they ease into it more than people do a lot of the time. And yeah, and so much love, Helen. And the other thing that I get from him too is he's showing me like I could barely like lift my head, and if I could have just been there like with you forever, I would have. So you had to help me with that because he's showing me like I couldn't really move. I couldn't really move is what he's showing me, Helen. He's like I couldn't really move. I couldn't really move. So he says you had to like help me with that is what he's showing me. So he says he always had that like toughness, and he says like remember like if you're like feeling your skin, he says that's a connection with him, like your skin and my skin. And I know that sounds weird, but he says there's a connection with that. And then for Kathy, I get that dog said, thank you for giving me like a 8 months of fun. I just see like I had fun, like I'm just running around and I'm having fun, so thank you for giving me fun during that time. I had more fun than I ever really had, so thank you for the fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that so much. But yeah, I mean, I can't before I, hop off in a minute or two, but I can't stress enough. That's the number one message I get from human souls or animal souls. Like, to Helen's comment, like, we don't want you to carry around guilt, and we don't want you to carry around the burden of feeling like you could have done more, or you should have done something different, because that's just not the case. And it weighs us down. They're okay.
Exactly. They're okay. And it totally does. It weighs us down, and they don't want us to be in that. They want us to remember the joy and all of that, right? That's what they want. And then, yeah, I just so much love to all of you. And then also to Shelly. Shelly says, I'd like to connect with Lee for my brother. So Shelly, Lee and I are doing this really cool event on the 14th of September. It's called Afterlife Connections. And so it's from 3 to 5 Pacific, because I know you're in Pacific time, and it's $44. And we're going to connect. It's 12 people, and people are going to connect with either me or Lee as far as like what messages come through. It's going to be really cool. So, and then also too, Shelly, Lee has his Facebook page. It's under Lee the Medium, and he does a lot of Facebook Lives, and he does readings that way too, which is really cool. So, yeah.
Yeah. Or like personal sessions too, but all that information is on my page.
And he's amazing. Lee is amazing. And hey, Carla, he's helped me, and he's helped a lot of people that I know as well too. And he just has, as you can see, Lee is who Lee is. He has that gentle, kind spirit, and there you go. So there's that.
I love that.
And here you are at almost 11 o'clock your time. So that shows
I know.
You're amazing. I'm so glad that you came on with me here just for a little bit. And I promise I'm going to go through your comments and do like my normal Sunday thing. But I just wanted to share, because I'm so excited for our event that we're doing. Like, it's going to be so fun. And I just wanted to make sure you guys all knew about it. So that way, if you want to sign up, you can sign up. And then I'll do another live with Lee before the event. It'll probably be like most likely next week sometime. And just to talk more about what he does. And who knows what'll come. You never know what Lee and I do when we partner up. It's fun.
Can I actually, just before I go, one more thing, and then I'm off.
Yes, you're good. Yes, you're good. I love it. Yes.
Then I'm off. But Helen, can I ask Helen one more question? I don't know. Things start happening, Shauna.
Yes, please do. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes, I love this. Yes.
Now, again, everyone bear with me. I want to emphasize, like, I just came off doing a lot of readings. I'm a little tired, so I don't know. There might be. But Helen, do you still have, I don't know, I get this feeling of like a blanket, and I don't know if it's the blanket like that he was in, or like before you had to make the decision, or before he passed, or if it was a blanket like he lied on a lot. I feel like I'm with a blanket, but what I really want to do is like sniff it. So are you like sniffing the blanket, or are you like trying to like get his scent off of something? Or because he's referencing for me when someone I know who lost a dog, like she had like the little wrap, the blanket wrap, and then she would like sleep with it and she would smell it. And I keep envisioning that in my head over and over. So they work through my reference. So things that I've experienced, things that are familiar in my circumstance, but are you like smelling it or something, or are you trying to get like the scent off of it? And I'm not laughing at you or the situation. I'm just laughing because I'm like, that feels weird to ask somebody. Like, are you smelling something? You said yes, my daughter. Oh, okay. Your daughter is sleeping with it or smelling it. I don't know. I feel like I want to talk about someone smelling it. So
your daughter smelling it, maybe. And I put the link to Lee's Facebook page in here too.
And this is you also though still have the blade, like I feel both. Okay. Okay. So I asked your dog, I was just like, just validate that, the message of like, he's not mad, which I know he's not mad, but like, all of that's correct. And he's like showing me a blanket, and then he's showing people like, or, thought it was you, but like smelling it. So, no, that's just his way of validating his presence and saying, I'm not mad. I'm okay. So I hope that helps, Helen.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful message. And, and so much love to you, Helen. And, and I feel like this isn't talked about enough. And I feel like you would agree with it, Leah. I mean, Lee, why am I saying Leo? I had a cat named Leo. Right. So maybe my cat Leo is trying to communicate with me, but But with that, Lee, it's, I feel like to some people, like, oh, God, you smell that blanket. Why would you do this? But it's like that we still can have comfort in that presence, right? Like I have my Luna's ashes over there, and I had somebody tell me once, like, oh, well, she's not in there. But it's like, yeah, I know she's not in there, but it helps me connect with her. So it's like, having those connecting pieces to them, be it like a blanket, a toy, a collar, and all that. It's so huge, and it's so important to be connected to those. Like, and I feel like it's really, really special. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%. So, I think all that stuff is normal and totally okay, and spirit just comes through to mention those things for me, to validate their presence, but to also let us know, like, I'm still with you in those moments, like I just real quick on my live earlier, like I was reading this woman, and like these little tiny details about her life, like that were just unique to her, that were going on in her experience now, like I was like, is this a thing that you're just looking at? Are you planning on doing something like this? And she's like, oh my God, yeah. And I'm like, spirit only brings those things up to validate, like they're still with us in these moments, like they're still seeing our life. So I think sometimes for me, when they mention things like that, Shauna, like you have the ashes or you have the blanket, they're just also validating, like, I see that and I'm with you, like, and that's what I want you to know.
Exactly. So. That's what they want us to know. And it's interesting because she says we have 2 blankets. He's a circle on one, and it's still on the bed with my daughter has the one that we took him to the vet with, and she sleeps with it and smells it. And we have the blanket that he suckled on. See, and that's special. And don't let anybody tell you that, like, oh, like you need to get rid of that, or oh, like why are you keeping that? Because that's nobody's business, in my opinion. Like, I'm just going to be blank and blunt. It's like we all process grief in our own ways, and like there's no rules on it. And I'm not a rule person anyway. Like those of you that follow me, I don't really believe in any like cookie cutter this way. You have to do things this way. You have to do what works for you, whatever that is. And and there's no time limit on grief either. Like it's always a part of us. So
absolutely. So I would say, Helen, too, that's probably a shout out to your daughter a little bit as well, which spirit does a lot. They're trying to get to all the people that they cared about. And so it's probably a hello to you and your daughter. So hope that helps.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you tuned into that, Lee. Oh my goodness. That's beautiful. Yeah.
I
don't know why. I wouldn't normally ask you that, but I just like kept getting this like nudge from spirit to be like, hey, like it's like, like let's, ask him that. And I was like, why did I feel guided to ask him to be like, if there's a comment you're drawn to, go for it. And I was like, okay. Like I just have like learned to always trust my intuition and go with it. Now, sometimes do I not always do that for myself when I've kind of have been like, oh, like this would be a cool opportunity. Have I always seized that opportunity? No. But then do I keep getting signs? Yes. So it's just gives us little nudges all the time. So.
Absolutely. That's so oh, Helen. That makes me it doesn't, I was going to say makes me happy. It doesn't make me happy that she's sad, but I'm glad she, is feeling relief and, all of that. So I think me and Shauna can agree that both of us probably a big reason, I won't speak for you, Shauna, but I'm guessing that a big reason we both do what we do is, for reasons like that, because it helps.
It's because it helps to heal. And I have to say, honestly, like I love all the sessions I do. Like I love talking to like the rescue pets, the new pets, maybe like a medical issue or like, a pet's transition or they got a new pet, any of those things. But probably one of the most like special, sacred sessions I have is when an animal is in spirit or when they're just, getting ready to cross over. Like to me, that's just it's so special because it really helps to heal people's hearts and to bring them peace and comfort. And to me, that's so special. It's so special.
Absolutely. And I love that I can help try to answer some of the questions that people are left with sometimes, like things like, are they mad at me? Or, do they hold me accountable? Or, do they, whatever it is. And the answer is always no, but just to help people answer some of those questions. And the way that spirit works. I was on my live earlier, like freaking out over some of the validations, because I think it's just so amazing that spirit will bring through these pieces of, for me, what I call evidence. And this is just a little bit more about how I work, but little pieces of evidence to really like evidence being things that I could not have possibly known otherwise, things that are happening on your end in the moment, things that you cannot Google,
Right,
to really validate, like, what's that?
The things you cannot Google. I love that.
Yeah, well, I mean, some people, they're like, oh, mediums, don't you just Google people? And I'm like, if you watch and see some of the things that spirit, and I don't always, I'm just a channel. So I say the things that spirit brings through, you'll know 100%. Like, no one's Googling anything. You know what I mean?
No, exactly. No one's Googling anything.
No one's cool. Like, I've had it happen actually tonight and so many other times, but there was one instance tonight where I said something and the lady on the other end was like, I literally just said that to them as I was sitting here listening to you, like a very specific kind of. So it's things like that, though, that, like, I love those pieces because it really just validates for me, like, their presence and that this is them and that they are happy and that they are okay, because that's really the main message that they want to get across is like, we're good,
Yeah, that we're good. Okay, and I have to, excuse me for a second. I have to like turn on my fan. I forgot to turn on my, sorry, my little disappearing. I had to like turn on my fan because I'm like, oh my gosh, like, so, I was just like having like a major hot flash. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You're like, where's the fan though?
Isn't that funny? I'm like, so sorry for my little disappearing act. I'm like, oh my God, I need my fan. I'm like, okay. No, and hey, Linda's here. But no, they send those validations and some of the stuff that comes through, like I get amazed sometimes at some of the stuff comes through. I'm like, what? It's like, it's really cool. And usually it's the most weirdest random stuff that I'm like, oh my gosh, like there was this one dog that told me one time to tell their people like that they were grateful for the sniff from the other dog. They're like, I forget, tell them thank you for the sniff. And I was like, oh, wow. And I told them that. And I was like, this is like really weird. And that was something that the other dog did. And it really meant something to them. So
that's awesome. See, it's like moments like that, though, that I just find really special,
Yeah, they are. They're so amazing. Oh, thank goodness for my fan. I'm like, oh, man.
That's awesome.
Isn't that funny?
With that, I was supposed to stay for like 15 minutes.
And that's okay. Like, you know what? There's no like it's the whole concept of time. And really, what is time anyway, right? Like time, like is just like kind of like, I don't know. Is it really time? Like, what's really time?
They tell me on the other side there's not. So I don't know. Maybe that's partly what we're tapping into.
Yeah, probably. Maybe there we go. Maybe that's why we've like been on the other side and we've been here so we can, we've brought that over for, in this lifetime.
We're bringing the timelessness.
We're bringing the timelessness here. So the timelessness. That's what we're bringing. So there you go. I love
also, it. Everyone, this is a sample, I think, of what you're gonna get in me and Shauna's event. Like this is us when we come together.
Exactly. We have fun, and that's what it's all about, and it's grief and loss is a hard thing, but I'm not speak for you, Lee, but kind of speaking for you in a way. Like, I feel like both of us like to bring like the lightheartedness and the love and the light and the joy forward, right? Because like really, that's what spirit wants to remind us of. They don't want us to be like, oh my gosh, because then we like miss out on their presence that's always there, It's because they're always with us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like what Sunny says, that, which I know can be excruciatingly hard. Like I get it, but if you focus, I think she says, if you focus on their absence, you'll receive more of their absence. And if you focus on their presence, you'll receive more of their presence. So
exactly. Yes. And this goes for really people that are still living and people in spirit, right? And animals in spirit and animals that are here, right? It's just,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that. That's one of the many like Sunny wisdoms that it's like, yes.
I know she's good with those. She really is.
She's so good. I love it. And I love that she's just like completely like honest, and she just is, she's just really
She
She
is.
like she comes from her heart and all of that. So, oh, Helen, so much love. Lost two dogs within
Oh.
3 months, and sometimes they kind of, I believe that sometimes they have that little like kind of pact. I'd like to say, because it was interesting because I had my trio, my Leo, my Luna, and my Linus, and my Linus passed, and then 2 years later Luna passed, and then I think it was like 2 years after that Leo passed. And so it was
Yeah.
interesting because it was like they kind of like spread it out. I think that was about the time, and it's interesting. And even within 3 months, I mean, that's hard. So Olaf and then Ziggy. So sometimes they sometimes they do that together, and it's not just because of the age per se. Maybe they were like older or whatnot. Sometimes it's just they kind of have that thing where they're like there's that connection that they have, and it is truly heartbreaking, right? And I feel like what I see from Olaf is Olaf says, I was pulling Ziggy to come with me. Like I see like old Ziggy is on a sled and Olaf is like, here, I'm pulling you to come with me. I'm pulling you to come with me. Come with me. Come with me. Come with me. I miss you. Come with me. Come with me.
Look at the comment she posted right after you started talking about that.
Oh, I hope they are together. Well, there you go.
You started saying how they were together, and then she's like, I hope they're together. That was awesome.
Yeah, they definitely are. And they look out, and hey, and that they do like wait for the other animals and spirit. And sometimes people greet them too, right? I had this one dog pass away, and it was like I think it was like a father or a grandfather that was there to greet him. And I like got a message actually from this person that passed away too. And it's that's when it comes through for me with like the passed on spirits, because I'm like, I don't know, like animal like passed on energy, I'm like, that's fine, but people, I don't know, I don't know, it's too people-y for me.
I don't know, like I'm not one for like big crowds, like in like person or physically or anything, but with departed people it's totally different for me. Like I have them come to me all the time, and I'm totally okay with it. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool, let's talk.
See, their energy startles me more. I'm like, okay, I'm like, let me know, because they're just like, they're, I don't know, where the animals like presence doesn't bother me as much, but it's the people, it's like their energy just kind of startles me because they're like, hey, like we're here. So, I don't know.
Yeah, they do that sometimes. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, let me know first. And then I'm like, okay. That'll be okay.
I will say animals, even in spirit, tend to feel a bit more gentle energy for me, I guess. Like you're saying, like they're not like some human souls are very like upfront and like, here I am, and like let's talk, and I'm okay with that. But
yes,
animals
and they're
feel a bit more gentle sometimes. They're just kind of like, yeah, I'm here. Like, all right. Yeah,
I think that's why I like the animal spirits, because they're more gentle and look at me, like the type of person I am. And Kate, good to see you, the type of person I am. Like I'm like, hey, here I am. Like I'm pretty, and then like the spirits like that. I'm like, okay, that's like too much. Like no, that's too much for me. It's like,
it's so interesting, but there are a lot of parallels. But I do see what you mean about there being a bit of a difference, where it's kind of like just a bit more gentle, I suppose. The way that they come through, but sometimes I like want them to be, really like very present with me, because I want to know everything they're kind of giving me. So, just about working with each of them, I think, in different ways.
Yeah, it's so interesting. It's fascinating. Look at that. I truly like my comment to people. I'm like, okay. It's like I like people. I'm like a people and an animal person, but like, animals just have a way to just calm my soul.
I absolutely, I get that too, because in life animals really calm me. But anyway, I'm gonna take myself out. I'm like,
good to see you, and we could talk forever, and like we'll do like that other live. This was just kind of like an unofficial, like impromptu kind of thing. I was like, hey Lee, you want to hop on with me? We can talk about our event. And I posted the link. I'm going to post the link again to the event, and then I'm going to post the link to Lee's page too. So this is Lee's business Facebook, so you can find out all the information about him, and he does a lot of different lives and stuff like that. So if you haven't liked his page, like go and like it and follow all the amazing stuff he does. So there we go. So
oh well, thank you. I love being on, and yeah, maybe we can do another one soon where I come on again and
Yes.
can talk.
I would love that. And I'm so excited for our event. It's going to be so much fun. And yeah, and keep practicing your animal stuff. You got this. And then
Yeah.
I'm going to continue and do like the messages and the comments. So thanks for, bearing with all this. I'm like, that doesn't
You're
seem
welcome.
like it's been like as long as I've been on. I'm like, what? How did that time? I'm like, see, I don't know. Like,
I know.
what,
I took
5
up your
minutes,
whole
10
life.
minutes, whatever.
Yeah, I took up your whole life.
No, it's good. I still got more time because now I like feel energized. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go through the comments, see what messages come through, and it's fun. I'm like, I'm energized. This is like my pick me up. Like I love it. So it's a cool thing.
And look at that. I was even able to deliver like 2 little messages. So we're good. We did good.
I love it. Yay, Lee. Woo woo.
I love it. All right, cool. All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Shauna, for having me here. And
thank you, Lee. Thanks for being awesome.
Thank you. And hopefully I'll see you all at some of your faces at the event with me and Shauna. So all right.
Yes.
How do I check myself?
Do you know how to let's see. Do you know how to do it? Because if you don't, I think I know.
Studio. Hello.
Okay. Because I was gonna say I know how to do it too, but I'm like, oh my god, it just makes me feel bad to be like, remove.
You're gonna boot me.
I'm like, I don't want to boot you out.
That's funny. All right. You're welcome, Helen. All right. I'm leaving for real. Bye.
Bye, Lee. Thanks for coming on. All right. There we go. Now it's just me. So that was fun to have. Now I can see like all my screen all big, but here I am. So thanks to Lee for coming on because we just wanted to share about our event. And I'm going to answer your question here, Helen, because I saw your question, but I wanted to post again about the event if you guys are interested in signing up for that. And then I am going to answer the questions here in the comments too. So where did the Helen? Okay. Helen says, I got a little puppy named Starla for Ziggy as a new buddy, and she'll be 6 months old tomorrow. And now she's lonely, everything, because he isn't here anymore. Do you think she'll be okay? She says that she's going to be okay. And she says that she is like your little, like star. She's making me think like a star is born. I'm your little star. I'm your little star. I'm your little star. And she says to get me out more and to like play with me more, play, and take me to play and just play with me more. And like that play really helps me. And she says that will help me like as we, navigate through all of this stuff that we're going through, that will help me. If you get out more with me, that's going to help you to kind of be in that better place if we get out more together. And I know it takes time, and know that it takes them time to grieve as well too. So hopefully that helps there, Helen, and so much love. So yeah, she says it'll just take her time, and even just doing some work around like her throat and her lungs, because the lung meridian is where a lot of grief is stored. So if you could do that would really help as well. So maybe do some acupressure or some things like that. For that would really help there. So there's that. Now I'm going to go back up to the top of the comments because I know that some of you guys had some comments. So thanks for bearing with me here. I'm going to go through them. So let's see here. Are you still here? Okay, Emmy. So Emmy, I think, is still here. And then Emmy says, I'm worried about Phoenix. He hasn't come out of his ball for 3 nights. He usually gets in every night. He's not as interested in food. He says if you move the ball from where it's at, he says move the ball into a different place and just kind of like shift around his cage and just like move it around, like flip it around the other way. He says that will help too, and give him like some fun. Oh, good. You're still here, Emmy. Okay, cool. He says, give me some cool, like little gummy things. Like he showed me like dried cranberries and blueberries. He says dried cranberries and blueberries. And it's like, I feel like that would help because he's like to clean out like my, he showed me to clean out like something going on with like my kidneys and my urinary system is what Phoenix is showing me. So, and I just keep getting cranberries and blueberries and then like flip my cage around, and then move where the ball is, like to the opposite side. I get that will help is what I get there. And then I I know there's a question. I thought I saw a question from Nikki here. Hold on here. I'm going to see here. So sorry if I missed like a question. I'm just kind of going back through, and then I'll do like a couple sweeps here. Oh, Julie, that's so hard. You said our kitties are so high maintenance. Wonder if we should rehome. They climb and jump everywhere around food. Won't even move if we try to teach them to get down. Sometimes they swap back. The one little one, Gray Harley, has been vocal. Some days walks around climbing and hollering and crying out. I still wonder if he is in pain or sad. We have put away so much in boxes. They rule the house. I tried to talk to them and ask angels and all of that. So what I get from them, Julie, is they say, well, you have this anticipation that like, we're going to go do this and we're going to do this. So just keep showing us what you want us to do and have more little like play sandboxes for us. They're showing me like little, like kind of, it's making me think of like, at the store, you know how like maybe like a 12 pack of cans will be like canned green beans or corn. There's like that little like small little box that maybe is like about this high and this long and this long. To have some of those out and have like some little like play areas for us, and that will help if we have more of that will help, that we need that. And then Harley says, I'm a little bit of pain of my hip. My hip is bothering me. My hip is bothering me a little bit. So if I could do maybe if you could do some like acupressure or acupuncture or something like that, I get that would help. So hopefully that helps, Julie. And I'm just going to like float through the comments here. 22222. And then I promise I'll get back to everybody. I promise. And let me know if you're still here, Nikki. And then Emmy says, wow, I thought stomach, but you think kidneys. Will give fresh blueberries and dried cranberries. Yeah, I just keep wanting to touch like, you know, like my stomach by like my bladder, and like kidneys is what he's showing me, like my bladder and my kidneys and my stomach a little bit, but my bladder and my kidneys. It's like there's something pushing on my bladder and that's bothering me. So I would look at that and see how you can help that, Emmy. So there is that. And you're so welcome, Julie. And Martin Meisner. Hello, Martin. Marty. I can't call you Martin. I just call you Marty. I don't know why, but that's because I know you. So hello to you and beautiful Mickey, if Mickey is there. And hello to Cheeto and Bella. I love them both so much. So they have an orange tabby named Cheeto, who he is like one of the coolest cats ever. And then Bella is so sweet too. I love them both. So, and hey, Mickey, woohoo. So anyway, so there's that. And you're so welcome, Emmy. And you're welcome, Julie. All Cheeto and Bella, give them love from me. I love them. So Bella's like, no, give me a treat. I don't want love. Give me a treat. That's what she wants. That's my girl right there. Go for the treats. Good job, Bella. So let's see here. And then I'm just going to kind of go from the bottom up from the comments. And oh, cool. I'm so glad you could hop on, Emmy. And then Nikki, let me know if you're still here, because I missed your comment earlier. So anyway, so I'm just going to kind of go back up here. And so let's see here. And you're welcome, Julie. And I hope you and Phoenix have a good night, Emmy. All right. So Annette says, I went away for a weekend and Lily stayed with her favorite walker the entire time. She loves him and didn't want to leave. Would she rather live with him? You know what she says? She says she loves you and him both. She's like, I love him. I love you. And she's showing me like, she's like 3/4 time. So she's like, can I, and hey, Karen, good to see you. So she's like, can I go stay with him for like quarter time? She says, can I go stay with him for quarter time? And hey, Mickey, she says, can I go stay with him for quarter time is what she says. Cause she says she likes you and she needs to be with you. But then she also says that she likes him too. And that she wants to like have like, the best of both worlds is what she says. She says, I want to have the best of both worlds, the best of both worlds, the best of both worlds is what she says. So she's like, I want time with you and him, and then maybe more walkies and maybe this. So she's like, I get like some of that stuff that he does with me, you don't do with me. So she says just to check in with like what his routine and like the blanket time, because she says I love the blanket time with him. So she says just really give her more of that blanket time. Is what she's showing me there. And let's see here. And then, so hopefully that helps in that. And then Kathy says, do you get anything on why Abby, oh, you're, okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, cool. And that, awesome. So Kathy says, do you get anything on why Abby doesn't eat sometimes? I'll fix her chicken with rice and she's good to go. Because she says she likes the way, she's like, I know that I'm going to get that good chicken and rice. And she's having me go like this. She's like, the way that you mix it up, the way you mix it for me. I like the way that you mix the chicken and rice. You mix the chicken and rice. You mix it. So she says that she likes to be able to have that. So she says like sometimes if maybe you throw in like occasionally some of that chicken and rice, just because like just throw it in, just be like, hey, here's like some chicken and rice like in the rotation, in the mix. She says that will help if you do that. And she says to do that. And she says that will be like really fabulous if you do that. So there is that. And oh, hi to Miss Zoe. I love you, Zoe. She's such a pretty girl. That's my friend Michelle's dog. She's so cute. There's that. So, oh, and so much love, Helen. And just remember, like it'll take you and Starla that time to heal. And she says she wants to like give you that comfort. She says she wants to give you that comfort, you and her to give each other that comfort together. So there's that. And you're so welcome, Kathy. So I'm just trying to go through the questions quick because I know I'm like a little bit over, but I want to like make sure to get your questions. So let me know if you're still here, Nikki. Because I think you had a question up above. And then Kate says, I'm not sure if you're able to reach Floyd, my conure. He passed recently. If you can reach him, you can see how he is, please. So what he's showing me, he says like my wings are amazing now. He's showing me like his wings. He says like the top and the underneath of my wings, and he's having me go like this. He's like, my wings are amazing now. He says my wings are amazing now. And he says he's like just like stretching and looking at his wings, and he wants you to do like arm stretches. He's like, stretch it out and stretch and do this and just stretch and stretch. And he says he wants you to do that. And he says that he's grateful for, oh, you're so welcome, Helen. So much love, Helen. He wants you to do some like extra little like stretches, and he's like, do some like this. He's having me go like that. I know that's like sounded really weird, but that's what he's showing me, and he's like, wing, 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 wing. He's having me go like this, is what he's having me do. So he's like, remember, you can still dance around and have fun, even though I'm not here. You can still dance around and have fun. Is what he's showing me, that he wants you to remember and remind you of, that you can still dance around and have fun. And I want you to remember that and be like really like invigorated by that and know that you can still do that. He's like, dance, 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 dance. Is what oh, and he said he loves to dance, because yeah, he showed me like this. He's like, do dance, dance, dance. And it's so funny. So today I was out and I saw this like poodle when I went to go do this one DoorDash order, and they were just like running all around. And it's funny because as I think about that poodle, I think of your conure, and he's like, yeah, he's like, dance a little here and then dance a little there and dance, 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 dance everywhere. He's like, dance, dance, dance. So sometimes those messages will like be like a synchronistic thing that'll happen like earlier, and then it'll all kind of come together as I tune in and talk to you all. So yeah. So he says, just dance as if he's still there, because he says his presence is still dancing with you. It's just dancing in a different way. So just dance with me, dance, 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 dance. He says, dance and move. And he's showing me like move these like little bead things around. He's like, move, 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 move it, have fun and move it, and shake it. Listen. And he says, listen to some stuff you haven't listened to in a while. And he says he really wants you to do that. So there is that. And then Yeah, and then yes, Helen. She says she is very happy with you, and she says she wants you to like help her to come out of her shell and just show more love. And she says like let's go do some new things and like help break out of comfort. Like you and me, let's help break out of comfort. Um, is what she's showing me there. So let's see here. All right, I got that question. Got that question. Got that question. Do, 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 do. All right. And yeah, thanks for bearing with me here because I always just like to make sure I go through because I stream through 3 different places. So it through my personal Facebook, my business, and then YouTube. Let's see here. Oh, Shelly. Yeah, your mousy rat is showing me like this, like I'm still like this, like I'm still like breathing in the fresh air with you and make sure you're getting enough fresh air is what Mousy says. So there is that. All right, we got that question, got that. And then I don't know if blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, let's see here. Thanks for bearing with me here. I thought I missed a question here. Okay, I missed a question from from Nikki. So I don't know if you're still here, but I'll make sure to like reach out to you. Just make sure you listen to this one part. Main thing is why Boots' new dog doesn't always like to want to go outside when it's time to go potty for the night, and why he digs when he knows how upset we get. So 2 things. So he says he digs because he's like, well, wait, I'm getting attention when you dig. So he's like, that's why I do that because I'm getting attention. And he says he doesn't want to always like go outside at night because it's like I want to be able to like see better. Like I want it like lit up more where I go potty. I want it more lit up more. And then like if you don't get as upset about me digging, that will help and give me like my own little space I can dig. So maybe if you get like, and I feel like this can be helpful for other people too, is if you get like a little kiddie pool and you put some dirt in it and some fun toys and it's like a place that I can dig and I can dig and I can have fun, that will help me and show me like, hey, this is your space, and then light it up more, when it's time to go potty for the night is what he says. So hopefully you're here to hear that, Nikki. If not, maybe what I could do is just tag you or reach out and send you a message, be like, listen to that last little bit. So then you get that little message. And so there's that. So I'll make sure to tag you in this to listen at about like 8:10 or something like that. Cause I think that's when I was tuning into Boots Free. So I'll just do a little, see if it'll let me tag you in this to do that so you can listen to that part because I want you, but hopefully that other message helps other people that are listening too. Oh, Helen, I love that. So you took her out to breakfast today. She says that was fun. She says, I like that. And she says, I like little bites of things. She's like, I like little bites of things. She's like, that was good. And she's making me think of like a biscuit and biscuits and gravy and like sausage. She's like, I like little bites of things. She says, I like little bites of things. She says, little bites of things are so good. She says, yum, 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 yum. She says, I love that. So yeah, she says, keep doing stuff like that. And she says that will help. So there is that. So yes, so I do this. I don't think I missed any questions. If anybody has a question that I missed, just feel free to call me out on it. I'd be like, Shauna, you didn't get to my question because you got distracted and you didn't answer my question. So let me know if I didn't answer your question, and then I'll do that before I wrap it up because I have to go do a couple things for my nugget and my cool up because they're like, come on. They're like, come on, Shauna. So they're like, I know you're there. Like, come on. We need to do our things for the night is what they're telling me. So anyway, so I do this every Sunday night at 7:00 Pacific Standard Time. And then today was a little different because I had my friend hopping on with me just to talk kind of about that event that we're doing. So there is that. And I have all the if you look through the comments, like the link for that will be there. But so there is that. So let's see here. Oh, Shelly, Shelly says, I guess I didn't say that if Max and Max and Sheila forgive me, they say yes. And they said to go, like what they're showing me is like you going to give Sage some love. And they said that you can feel their presence through like Sage, and that Sage is like your angel wing girl. That they said that you can feel that presence of them. And they say, of course, of course, and they're having me like chatter my teeth. They're showing me like chatter, chatter, chatter. Like our chatter is always with you. And of course we forgive you and we love you and we love you and we forgive you. And they want you to remember that. And they want you to just know that. So they just want you to know that they love you and they forgive you. So hopefully that helps. I know that's so hard, Shelly, right? When we have that like thought in our head with all of that. So hopefully that helps there, friends. So I'm going to see if any other things come through. And then I'll make sure to tag Nikki in that post since I think she hopped off. So then she can listen at that one point for her question. So I'm so grateful for all of you for tuning in. Oh, you're so welcome, Shelly. So grateful for all of you that tune in live, and then those of you that listen to the replay. I'm so grateful for all of you, and it's cool to see some new people here as well. I'm just so grateful for all of you. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope that you guys all have a fantastic week and a fantastic I'm trying to type. Thanks so much for tuning in. And I'm like, sometimes I'm a good multitasker and sometimes I'm not. So, but that's okay. I just gotta go with it. Right. So, okay, cool. So, you're welcome, Michelle. I'm so glad you could tune in. I'm so glad you could sneak on, Kate. Good to see you. And then I hope you have a beautiful week too, Kate. And oh my gosh, Phoenix ate the blueberry first. Yay, that's so good. He says like the blueberries. He's like, I like the center of it. He's like, the blueberry is so good. Now he makes me want a blueberry. And guess what? I don't have any blueberries. So there you go. So man, one of my favorite things that's blueberry related is Naked Juice. They have like a blue machine and it's like a blueberry juice blend and it's really good. I like it because it has like good stuff in it. It's not like too like, I don't know. It doesn't have like high fructose corn syrup and all that stuff in it. It's like actual like real juice. I love that. So thanks, Phoenix. He's like showing me, he's like, yeah, I want some more blueberries too. So he's like, tell the lady to give me more blueberries, please. He's like, more blueberries, please. More blueberries, please. So there you go. So I'm sure you will be on that. And I'm sure if you don't have enough blueberries right now, I'm sure you will get some more blueberries so Phoenix can have more blueberries. So there is that. So I'm so grateful to all of you. So thank you so much for tuning in live. Thank you so much for all of you that listen to the replay. And I hope you guys have a great week ahead and a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening. And I will see you next Sunday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And bye for now. I hope you have a good night. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.